Giraffes, peacocks, and hummingbirds are all very vastly different animals. They are different sizes, they eat different foods, they all look very different, they live in different biomes, ecosystems, and continents. However, they all have one thing in common. They're endangered and are on the brink of extinction. Since 1900, over 500 different species of animals have gone extinct, including famous and recent ones like the black African rhino and the Japanese sea lion. Northern Kentucky, where we live, once had a parrot. It was an indigenous parrot that lived throughout the Midwest, and it was called the Carolina parakeet. However, since the arrival of Europeans, it was hunted into extinction throughout the 18 and 1900s. In the 1920s, it was declared extinct, and it was last seen in captivity in the Cincinnati Zoo in the 1930s. All these animals have gone extinct because of us. From the deforestation of the Amazon rainforest, the warming of our oceans, and the melting of our polar ice caps, millions of species of animals have their habitats, ecosystems, and lives in critical danger. The Amazon rainforest is the largest rainforest in the entire world at over 2 million square miles. However, since 1970, it has lost over 200,000 square miles in total area.
Hey guys, as you can tell by this chart, 14% of the total land area has been gone from the Amazon rainforest.
And for what, you might ask? For cattle pasture, illegal logging, and soybean farming. Those practices has brought down a very important ecosystem in the Amazon. However, that's not the only problem facing the Amazon. Also, climate change has led to rising temperatures, severe droughts, and less rainfall throughout the entire forest. Why is this important though, you might ask? Well, it's because 10% of all documented species ever living have been found in the Amazon. It is home to animals not found anywhere else in the entire world, like
this super cool poison dart frog that is only native to the Amazon rainforest. Also guys, look at this. We have this super cool pink river dolphin that can only be found in the Amazon River.
In the Amazon, there are over 390 billion individual living trees just in one forest, and they all belong to one of the 16,000 different tree species that live there.
Wow guys, look at all these trees. There are so many different cool and individual types of tree species in this forest.
These trees make a huge impact on our climate, putting moisture and oxygen into our atmosphere, helping us live. The Great Barrier Reef is a reef located off the coast of northern Australia. At over 200,000 square miles, it is the largest reef system in the entire world. However, like many other ecosystems on our planet, it's dying. Runoff pesticides from Australian farms in the interior can throw off pH levels and cause an imbalance in the reef's ecosystem. And there is also a major threat facing this reef, and that is warming oceans. In 2016, a marine heat wave ravaged through the entire reef system. It affected over 3/4 of the entire reef system and caused coral bleaching in nearly 30%. In 2017, another smaller but as equally damaging marine heat wave killed off many coral in the central region and put that area under great stress. Now, over half of the Great Barrier Reef coral is dead.
Wow guys, look at all of this dead coral. A lot of it used to be colorful and a habitat, and now not anymore.
This is very bad news for the animals that live in the reef system. Over 1,000 different kinds of fish live in the reef system, including 2 different kinds of species of clownfish. Also, Different marine mammals have been spotted in this area and surrounding it, including dolphins and whales. There are many different kinds of sea turtles living here, including the leatherback sea turtle.
Wow guys, this is the green sea turtle too. Look how cute he is. He lives here in the Great Barrier Reef.
Also, 15 different types of seagrass live here, providing shelter for all of these beautiful animals. However, with this coral and this seagrass dying, it's very hard for these animals to find a new home. What's even worse is how slowly the coral takes to regenerate. To get back to its original size, it can take coral, the fastest growing coral, over 15 years to grow back. Despite all the evidence, still, tons of people like to deny climate change.
It's really sad to see so many people that don't believe in the warming of our climate.
A lot of people still like to deny climate change. A lot of climate change deniers like to say that the Earth goes through these cycles naturally, and that this is just the Earth's warming period, and that an ice age is soon to come. However, climate change is no more prevalent than in any other place than it is in the two poles. Up in the North Pole, polar bears use ice caps and ice as natural feeding and hunting grounds.
Little polar bears in their natural habitat.
However, with melting sea ice, the polar bears have nowhere to go. Their habitats are being destroyed. They are no longer able to get the food required that they need, like salmon and sea lions. Also, with the summers becoming warmer and warmer in the North Pole, ice is melting sooner in the winter and arriving later in the fall. This is very bad because it limits the amount of time polar bears have to stock up on food. Down below in the Antarctic, illegal krill fishing is damaging the ecosystem. Krill are at the bottom of the food chain, with many animals like penguins, whales, and larger fish at the top. With krill dying off, it makes it harder for all of these animals to obtain food. Also, krill feed on bacteria and microbiotics that live on sea ice. With melting sea ice, there aren't enough bacteria for the krill to fish on and eat on, so it kills off the krill. So, there are two different attacks coming to krill, and they are the main food source. Even though these two almost inhospitable climates seem barren and devoid of life, it is teeming with it on the contrary. During the summer months in the Arctic, fungi and flowers can bloom, and polar bears and sea lions and many other creatures live in these areas. Down below in the Antarctic, 80% of all whale species live here, and over half of all penguin species living on this earth live in the Antarctic. Human activity and climate change are destroying our animal habitats. Deforestation in South America, warming oceans near the Great Barrier Reef, and melting ice caps in two of the poles are posing a great threat to the ecosystem and habitats that lie there. The world is changing too rapidly for all of these animals to adapt. However, simple changes to your lifestyle can fix this. This includes limiting your plastic use, like plastic bags and plastic water bottles.
If you guys look at the water bottle that I use this exact blue one. I do not use plastic water bottles ever because they're bad for the environment.
Switching to a vegetarian or a chicken-based diet can also help because cows and pigs cause a lot of CO2 and methane pollution. Carpool and public transportation are also great ways to save on gas. Single individual person's decision can help combat climate change, but also the government should help out. This includes penalizing companies that put a lot of pollution into our world. Did you know that the top 100 global companies from around the world put in 70% of all CO2 emissions? Also, the government could ban plastic and provide better public transportation options for normal civilians.